Cup. Could be a penalty shootout, but if Arsenal are going to take it beyond the 90, then they need to... Raya for Rice. Gabriel. Trossard was caught a little bit late by Bruno Guimaraes, and the yellow card is out so quickly. It was like a conjurer.
Yeah, a bit of a leg challenge, but I think Bruno there, he realised if Trossard got that pass away, Arsenal were out of the press and they were in trouble there, so he committed to the tackle. He tries to win the ball, but he's just stopped the play there as well. He's taken a yellow card for the team.
Simon Hooper was like the fastest drawer at the OK Corral there with that card.
And he's done really well so far. He's kept his cards in his pocket as much as he can. You know, the tempers have been flying, but he's reffed the game really well so far.
Trossard is still feeling that. Of course, Arsenal are a little bit short of forward players. I mean, the players that they actually have out there are all of a terrifically high standard, but there is no Gabriel Jesus, there is no Bukayo Saka, and they can ill afford Gabriel Martinelli already having gone off injured in the first half. They can ill afford for Leandro Trossard to pick up anything serious. I think he's going to be okay. Painful though.
Yeah, the impact on your heel, on your Achilles there, it's always a sore one. But doesn't look to be anything serious so far. He's back walking around. A little grimace, but you know, they want to keep him on the pitch.
They are already out of the FA Cup, as I was saying earlier, beaten by Manchester United in a penalty shootout in round 3. So if they do exit the Carabao Cup tonight, then it leaves them the Premier League title, which they could still win, but they're not favourites to win it, or the Champions League, which ditto they could win. But whoa, it's a mistake. Gordon wide. Oh, Saliba is so fortunate, so fortunate.
Very lucky there. He just tried to gamble there, just having a touch. Gordon realised he was going to take a touch, but it was always just curling away from goal. He'll feel that's a missed opportunity. That
it's actually a bad miss, isn't it? It just curls wide.
He was a long way out, but keeper's that far out. Hits the target, he's got a goal.
Trossard sees it blocked by Trippier, and the second half has smashed back into the rhythm of the first, which is end-to-end, pacey, attacking, aggressive, really, really good football.
It has been end-to-end stuff from the first minute of the first half. Almost feels like a throwback game, Premier League game of old. You know, both teams really going for it, not too much methodical build-up play. It's been fast-paced from start to finish.
And Newcastle now having to defend, having seen that big chance go wide. In comes the corner kick. Dubravka with decent distance on the punch. Ranieri collecting for Arsenal and dropping it straight back into the mix. And it's headed behind by Murphy for an Arsenal corner.
Newcastle have defended these really well. Dubravka with a really good punch there, just relieving some pressure. But Arsenal, they really need to try and capitalise on the amount of corners and set pieces that they're having, because they haven't tested Dubravka too much from open play so far. So this is a way they can try and get themselves back in the game.
In goes that corner, deep toward the back post, and Dan Burn was covering and sees it behind for the goal kick. Well, Anthony Gordon will be reflecting on this, and Saliba will be wiping his brow in relief.
Yeah, you look again and Saliba really gets away with it. I think Gordon there, he sees Reyes scurrying across his goal, so he's trying to find the corner, and it's just always curling away. That just bounce on the ball, the spin just takes it away, but great chance for him to get a goal there.
Well, that might have been Wembley there, done and dusted. David Raya for Rice. Surely, yes! Anthony Gordon has surely fired Newcastle into the final of the Carabao Cup. And Arsenal surely have shot themselves in the foot. 2-0 on the night, 4-0 on aggregate.
Such a shame. David Raya, you know, for all the good play that Arsenal have had on their builds, you know, it's a gift. Newcastle, you know, Gordon, he'll be thankful that he had that second chance to redeem himself after the one that he's missed. And you can see the elation there. They can feel Wembley.
Well, it's a great press by Fabian Schär on Declan Rice.
Makes you think. Fabian Schär, centre-half, pressing Declan Rice all the way up at the edge of the box, and it's a great challenge. David Raya trying to get that little bounce out just so they can jump out of the press. Gets the pass a bit wrong, falls kindly for Gordon there, and he makes no mistake this time. Dispatches it, slots it into the corner. Now there really is a mountain to climb for Arsenal.
And 35 minutes or so, maybe a little more, in which to climb it. But that is the last thing Arsenal needed, a goal so softly conceded. Two big errors in this second half, and they could have conceded from both of them. Newcastle have defended so well.
As far as game plans go, Eddie Howe's got this spot on. You know, they've defended in that low block when they've needed to, but when they've pressed, they've won the ball back up. You know, they've won the ball high so well. You know, you've got to take your hat off to them, because they've had to change their shape this evening. You know, losing Joel Linton as well has been a massive part of their team.
Well, they are now, Arsenal, trying to do something which has never been done, turning round a 4-goal deficit in a League Cup semi-final. Saliba with the header. Tonali's forward ball. I thought the flag would probably go up, and it has.
Arsenal really do like they're just running out of ideas of how to break down Newcastle. I said Dubravka really hasn't been tested all too much. You know, Odegaard with that big chance in the first half, just before the first goal goes in.
Here's Leandro Trossard. Trippier was in attendance. The little back heel is collected by Bruno Guimaraes, and he's been fouled by Leandro Trossard. It's a free kick to Newcastle. And over the two legs, you cannot think anything other than Newcastle are good value for this. They were brilliant at the Emirates. It's very rarely Arsenal are comfortably second best on home turf, but they were. And it's been a similar story tonight.
Yeah, they look like they've just got Arsenal's number, you know. They've got them just scratching their heads at how to stop them, how to break them down. You know, I mentioned the game plan that Eddie Howe set out for this game in particular. It's been spot on, it's worked to a T. They've been exposing the space in behind. You know, they've got pace to burn, and they're really using it. But when they've jumped on the press, you know, they've got that spot on as well. You can see Shah as well there,
yeah,
in the picture,
yeah,
really high.
Tonali with the header, launched by Gabriel Byrne, and haul away. Gordon scrapping for it with Saliba, and he's won it as well, and Gabriel had to keep it from Bruno Guimaraes, and Rice finds Leandro Trossard. Trippier in very, very quickly. It's been Kieran Trippier at his best tonight.
It has. He looks so pumped up and fired up for the game. He's defended so well. You can just see whole of that Newcastle back line just defended in unison.
Odegaard and Partey and Odegaard. Little deep ball in by Martin Odegaard. Kai Havertz going to ground far too easily. Bruno Guimaraes going to ground because Partey put him there. I think Sandro Tonali was asking Simon Hooper to book Thomas Partey.
And just once again relieving the pressure. But Arsenal just can't find a way through that Newcastle defence. They're crossing the ball in every time. They're just defending it so comfortably, Newcastle. Arsenal starting to really look at, sixes and sevens there.
Mikel Merino is going to be coming on shortly. Last time Arsenal played on this ground in this competition, 14.5 years ago, they won 4-0. Well, they're going to have to reproduce that in half an hour or so, just to take it to extra time. Not sure if Kai Havertz has got a free kick here or not. Well, I can tell now he hasn't.
It's a great spot by David Raya. Just that sidewinder just gets Havertz straight down the middle. You can just see the Newcastle shirts just closing in on him. Would have been harsh if he gave a free kick against Hall there. And he's recovered really well. Trippier pumped up. Tells Havertz what he thinks of
yes.
Even while he's down there as well.
He scored 15 goals this season, Kai Havertz, and yet there's still that feeling that Arsenal need an Isak or someone similar. Who doesn't? Newcastle don't, because they've got one. Here he is, cutting inside and getting the shot away.
Just peeling his run again. Cuts inside. Saliba just can't get a grip of him there, but he's playing with such confidence. He's just picking his gaps. He's keeping his runs timed really well. Just utilising all that space in behind that Arsenal are giving that forward line.
This is a Newcastle side who've lost their last 2 home games, remember, heavily to Bournemouth and then narrowly at the weekend to Fulham, who came from behind to win. Tonali, has he run that out of play? I think he has. Yeah, looked like it. Arsenal are making a substitution here, and a double change. Raheem Sterling is coming on for Leandro Trossard, and Mikel Merino is going to replace Martin Odegaard. Well, Merino's a fine player, but Odegaard is the unlocker of safes supreme, really. Well, it's fresh legs, something different.
Yeah, that indeed. I think they recognise what they're doing at the moment, it's just not working. So they're just going to try and bring on different profile of players. Try and do something different. Can they unlock that defence?
In goes that corner kick, and it's headed behind by Murphy, who scored the first goal. This is not the Jacob Murphy that Newcastle loaned out to West Bromwich Albion in Sheffield Wednesday. Well, it is, but it doesn't look like him. In comes the corner. Punched by Dubravka. Byrne helping it on its way as a break on here. Bruno Guimaraes in the direction of Isak, who has reached it. And Declan Rice was alive to the possibilities and snuffed them out.
And that's one thing Isak, he brings, as well as the goals that he contributes to the team, just that pace, just to get the team up the pitch, you know, relieving pressure, that genuine, you know, real pace that just get away from people.
Fabian Schär with the forward ball. Saliba. Gabriel's header. Havertz competing with Schär. And just a little arm in the back of Fabian Schär. Botman for Newcastle. With added time, there might be only half an hour or so to go. Gordon has been dispossessed. Waneri taking on Dan Byrne, whipping an inviting ball across the face of Dubravka. No one in the middle for him.
Does really well there, just taking on Dan Byrne. Gets down the outside, that little change of pace. Whips an inviting ball, and that's just where, you know, when Arsenal fans talk about having another striker, another number 9, that's where you want him. Just there to nod those balls in. Flashes across the 6-yard box, out for a throw.
He's Partey. Timber. Waneri back inside to Timber. Lewis Skelly. Raheem Sterling. Old England teammate Trippier in front of him. Gabriel with the ball into the box, just skimmed off the head of Kai Havertz. Timber will go and collect it.
Arsenal trying to be patient, just working the ball around the final third, but Newcastle just looks so comfortable, so many numbers behind the ball.
And the pace then to charge clear. This time it's Gordon. Just about eliminating risk, isn't it, really, for Newcastle, if they can now?
That's it, and the way they're going about it, you know, it's perfect for them.
Bruno Guimaraes. Murphy would have been offside.
But they've picked and choose when they want to come out of that block, when they want to press. And then they just spring into life on the counter. So much pace. And it's just caused Arsenal all sorts of problems today.
Havertz. Botman got a challenge in. It's Mikel Merino. Who would have been a colleague of Alexander Isak's at Real Sociedad, the Arsenal substitute, Mikel Merino. They would have played together there.
Sure, there's a few Arsenal fans hoping that they could make them teammates again.
Yeah, I bet there are. Take a lot of money. That's going to be a corner kick off the foot of Trippier. almost halfway through the second half of the second leg, and Newcastle with a big advantage here.
Even though they've conceded a few corners today, they just don't look like conceding, from open play or set pieces.
In goes the latest, Dan Burn with the header. Waneri with a little touch on it. Mikel Merino for Timber. It's Gabriel, and it's out of play for another corner. It does help when you're defending set pieces if you've got a guy who's 6'7", I think he is, in Dan Burn.
And I said those centre halves there, they're all big lads, but Dan Burn is, he's a giant of a man. He's got the job of man marking Gabriel, Arsenal's biggest threat.
Simon Hooper has done really well so far in what probably hasn't been the easiest game to referee. It's certainly been high octane, high stakes, you'd expect that. Bruno Guimaraes does need to be careful. You do need at least to make a pretense of watching the ball as the corner comes in. Raheem Sterling got a head on it. Partey. Murphy out to Isak. And out to play off Declan Rice.
There's just no way through at the moment. These corners, they're defending them so well, whether it's someone heading it away, but Dubravka a few times just punching the ball away. And then they've got those people on the edge of the box just to get them away, get the pressure away from goal.
And you're absolutely right, we've played an hour and 10 minutes more or less, and Dubravka's made one save worthy of note, really. Good one, but only one.
Yeah, it was a smart save, but he just hasn't been worked, but he's had to stay concentrated on the set pieces and, punches away. But, Arsenal won't be happy with, the amount of work that they've, not made him do tonight.
It's all home noise. Hall helped on by Gordon, lovely little 1-2. Isak back into Anthony Gordon. Well, Isak will sprint here. Look at how he makes up the yards on Saliba, who's dealt with it well, but he started off about 7 or 8 metres behind him and he finished up about 1 behind him.
Clever foul from Botman there, but it's been a tough job. Saliba's had a tough night there against that front three. And he's at that pace. It's just, as I said, it was probably another 10-15 metres. It looked like he was going to catch it.
Here's Declan Rice. Partey. Lewis Skelly. Flicking off Rice, but Gordon is there. Tonali. Kai Havertz. Dan Burn is across, good challenge. Havertz has got practically nothing out of Newcastle's back line. Waneri to the byline, and good defending by Anthony Gordon.
He's doubled up every single time Waneri's got the ball. He's been back helping Lewis Hall, and you realise there Waneri's away from Burn, and Hall gets back in, and it's great defending from him. Yeah,
no wonder Eddie Howe was applauding him. Well, whoever it is who breaks Newcastle's very, very, very long trophy drought may well find themselves cast in bronze outside this stadium at some point. Dubravka is down again. He had a problem in the first half with his left boot, or left foot, being trodden upon, and it would appear as though something similar has happened.
I'm not sure of his foot or his ankle, but definitely didn't look too happy there.
Nick Pope has had a knee injury. He is back. He last played on December the 7th against Brentford.
Dubravka's having a good game as well, just a lot of those clearances. His distribution up the pitch has been very good.
It's just when he cleared that, isn't it? When Dubravka fired that away down field. Oh, we're looking at the goal, actually. He did limp out of it, but we're looking at the goal. Goals, I mean, so avoidable from Arsenal's point of view.
Yeah, so avoidable. And, you know, they're persisting with trying to play out, but, you know, the pressure, when Newcastle have jumped on that high press, they've done it so well. And, you know, it's Fabian Schär we mentioned. You know,
what is he doing there?
Well, that's the thing. When you've obviously they've got the three centre-halves playing, so they're giving up an extra man in midfield, so it's one of those centre-halves jobs to jump in on someone in the midfield when they're doing the high press, and that's his job, and he stuck to his task all the way.
High from Hall, Partey's header, Ranieri, that cannoning back into the path of Declan Rice. Rice's forward run, Ranieri managing to keep it alive, Marino, and then Dubravka behind the shot from Ethan Ranieri. It's a routine save really for Dubravka, but it is a shot on target for Arsenal. They haven't had many.
They're finally trying to get at that Newcastle back line with a bit of pace, not letting them trying to get set back into that low block. Managed to get a shot away, but one that Dubravka comfortably saves.
It is only their second shot on target in the game. Well, Tonali's done pretty well there. And he draws the foul from Thomas Partey, who couldn't resist. Oh no, he's not given it. It's a throw-in only.
And that's good work from Tonali, but did look like he kicked through him, but referee saying he won the ball.
Anthony Gordon, Marino, Havertz, Newcastle with the throw-in. 15 minutes to play, 15 minutes away from another Wembley final. Lost the 1976 League Cup final to Manchester City, a Dennis Chewett overhead kick. Lost the 23 League Cup final to Manchester United. They're their only two League Cup final appearances. Here come Arsenal. Bruno Guimaraes didn't seem to get a huge amount of the ball there. Lewis Hall for Anthony Gordon. Ah, he's done brilliantly, Gordon. That's a decent ball. Havertz on the side, I think, but into the gloves of Dubravka. Well, Anthony Gordon, I mean, he always looked a good player at Everton, didn't he? He looked a really good player at Everton, but he just seems to fit at Newcastle, and he's just kicked on so much.
He has, and he's got such good qualities, you know, the pace that he has. He wants to be direct, but you mentioned it there, he just fits into the forward line here, the way that Eddie Howe wants him to play. He looks like he feels at home, like he's enjoying his football. You know, they're getting the best out of him.
Arsenal have the throw-in. Dan Burn with a crack on the right knee. I think it's going to be a double Arsenal change. And he's second.
And Arsenal just look like they've just lacked just that bit of urgency. You know, the times when they could have just got out the defence. Just no real belief. You know, the wind was knocked out of their sails early on in this game, and they just haven't seemed to have recovered.
So Partey and Timber are replaced by Jorginho and Calafiori. Jorginho, who may well be leaving Arsenal in the summer, reports that a pre-contract agreement with Flamengo in Brazil has been worked upon. Calafiori is on and into the action, and here's Raheem Sterling. Gabriel's ball into the box, chested down. Saliba. Here is Calafiori. Sterling darting outside of Kieran Trippier. Murphy's back. And both wide men have done that.
Yeah, they've recognised their responsibilities. They've doubled up every time. They've seen when their teammates need help. It's been a great team performance from Newcastle defensively. You know, there's a lot of negative connotations with a low block. But they played it to a T tonight.
Arsenal's corner overhit. Even their corner kicks have unravelled. Newcastle now making a couple of changes, with Murphy making way, got the first goal. Really good performance again from Murphy. Joe Willock, former Arsenal man, coming on to enjoy the closing stages of the game against his former club, and Sven Botman is replaced by Emil Krafth.
And Newcastle, to a man, have been superb. They know there's no way back for Arsenal now unless something miraculous happens. So getting minutes into some of the other lads, resting some of the other boys as well, saving their legs.
Joe Willock, who came through at Arsenal, broke into the first team, played 78 games for the first team before moving on to Newcastle, where he made an incredible early impression. I don't know if you remember, he scored something like about 6 goals in his first 10 for Newcastle. He's been a little bit on the fringes this season, but he'll enjoy this opportunity to play against his old club in these circumstances for sure. Calafiori ran the corner for Rice. Good block by Bruno Guimaraes. Gordon beaten to it by Calafiori. Gabriel. Jorginho's scoop. Dan Burn on Havertz. It wasn't the most pretty challenge you've ever seen.
Yeah, it's a risky one. He just gets hold of Havertz. Havertz giving him a bump before. I think the referee recognises that. Yeah, it would have been a harsh harsh penalty had he given it.
Well, Arsenal have only failed to score a goal in one match in this calendar year, and that was the first leg of this semi-final.
And they really, apart from those moments in the first half, they really haven't looked like scoring for the entirety of this game either. They've just ran out of ideas, and the deep crosses cleared away every time from Newcastle.
Unlike Arsenal, Newcastle are still in the FA Cup. They go to St Andrews against in-form League One promotion hopefuls Birmingham City at the weekend. Jorginho. Shared back peddling with the header, Bruno Guimaraes. Was caught after the ball had gone by Jorginho. Or was it Lewis Skelly? Yeah, the referee is going to get the card out.
Yeah, plenty of frustration between the Arsenal players, but superb once again. Those two midfielders as well for Newcastle. The energy that they've exerted tonight, and that's, to play a two-man midfield against Arsenal anyway is tough. But they've got around the pitch so well. Real quality in the defensive actions and the forward play as well. Real captain's performance as well from Bruno.
And now Raheem Sterling has talked himself into the book, along with Lewis Skelly, who fouled himself into the book. Joe Willock just beaten to it by Declan Rice. Sterling slipped at an unfortunate moment. Here's Willock. Kieran Trippier. Bruno Guimaraes, spinning ball, Willock. Good cross, headed away well by Mikel Merino. Lewis Hall was arriving with intent. The whistle's gone. Offside is the decision.
Just the energy that Newcastle just getting around the pitch, just swarming back. Anytime Arsenal break on them, you can just see someone's looking to give away the foul high up the pitch. They can get there, they're just desperate to get the tackle in.
It's Raheem Sterling. Sandro Tonali getting away from a challenge from Jorginho, finding Anthony Gordon. Tonali was knocked over off the ball. Gordon's found Willock, and well covered by Lewis Skelly. Simon Hooper's not inclined to go back to whatever happened to Tonali.
Yeah, not content with staying down, he's back up.
Sterling. Here's Calafiori. And Kai Havertz, decent hit, Trippier in the way. And Rice lunging into a challenge. That'll be a free kick and possibly a yellow card. Bruno Guimaraes is orchestrating the crowd as if they needed it.
That challenge probably sums up Arsenal's night, just pure frustration.
I don't think he got a yellow card for that. I suspect, having watched it again, that he might be a bit fortunate not to have done so.
Yeah, he's got away with a couple there, just seeing the shoulder charge on Tonali as well off the ball. He's been very frustrated tonight. Those two Newcastle midfielders have been excellent.
Here's a welcome sight for Newcastle fans. Callum Wilson coming on, has made only 4 appearances this season, all of them as a substitute, injured for much of the campaign. But he'll come on for Isak as Tonali makes way for Longstaff, and the ovation for Isak will be long and loud.
They've both put in terrific performances tonight. They give everything. But Isak just leading that line, so explosive. And here's a man, when he's at his best, is explosive as well. Can lead the line, so they'll be happy to have him back.
Yeah, he's another goal-scoring option. His record of goals at Newcastle is extremely good, just a little shy of 1 every other game. Injuries have curtailed his season completely thus far, but there might be a rather nice last 3 months in Callum Wilson's season.
Trippier once again getting involved.
Lewis Skelly once again getting involved. Doesn't seem to mind. That's picked off as well by Dan Burn. Bruno Guimaraes. Rice with a challenge which put Bruno Guimaraes off his stride slightly.
And this time it was big Dan Burn's turn to step in on one of the midfielders and win the ball back for the team. Like I said, Guimaraes, not quite a shot tackle. I think he was expecting a bit of contact with Rice there.
Declan Rice with a delicate little ball. Trippier with a volleyed clearance downfield. Marino's touch. Jorginho for Gabriel. But Arsenal are just going through the motions at the moment. A well-beaten side, and they have been for some time. They continue to look for a consolation, knowing that it would only be that. Flag has stayed down, and Dubravka saved at his near post from Rice.
That was the sharpest Arsenal have looked probably all night, to be fair.
Well, we're going to find out fairly soon from 4th official Thomas Bramall how much added time there will be. Most certainly not enough to salvage anything for Arsenal, just enough to keep the celebrations around St James's Park going. Dubravka will want his clean sheet. It's Rice with the corner. It's a bad miss. Lewis Skelly has headed well over the crossbar from about 2 meters here.
Yeah, it looked like the ball was just slightly above him, but he rose well. Free header. It's the only free header Arsenal have had all evening. And inside that 6-yard box, you know, they would have been hoping for a Gabriel on the end of that.
Yeah, I suspect had it been Gabriel on the end of that, it might have been 2-1 and 4-1. There are a minimum of 4 added minutes. Longstaff here for Newcastle. Newcastle upon Tyne is the city in which football completely dominates the sporting landscape, in which St James's Park completely dominates the architectural landscape. And it will be all but empty on March the 16th, because everybody will be either in or around Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, no doubt, and no one can argue that they thoroughly deserve it. You know, Bruno coming off, already said he gave a real captain's performance. He's been superb. Him and Tonali in there. You know, they ran the midfield, really controlled it.
A few minutes for Lewis Miley. Who actually became Newcastle's youngest Premier League player ever just after his 17th birthday, when in May of 2023 he played on the last day of the season at Chelsea. Lewis Hall, Callum Wilson in the middle. That would cap things, wouldn't it, for the home fans, if Callum Wilson got a goal on his return from injury. But Hall can't quite get the better of Calafiori, and it's a foul by Fabian Schär on Kai Havertz, and a yellow card for Fabian Schär.
A few of those Arsenal players really showing their frustrations throughout this game, but I'm sure they're more frustrated with themselves because they just haven't done enough. Haven't done enough for this whole game, haven't moved the ball quick enough, haven't worked. Dubravka on the other side. It's been a real defensive masterclass by Newcastle, how to spring from a low block straight into attack.
Here's Rice. He's had to just tread carefully since he had a rather aggressive couple of minutes not so long ago. Little cross comes in, that's charged down by Lewis Hall from Kai Havertz. Arsenal will have one last corner. Well, Arsenal have been so good in the 5 years under Mikel Arteta. It feels like just one FA Cup win in that time is a scant reward for how good they've been and how much they've improved in those 5 years. So to go out in a semi-final, desperate disappointment for them.
Yeah, and I think they'll be disappointed in the manner, that they've gone out over the course of the 2 legs.
They've certainly been second best. Not to say that they couldn't win the Premier League or they couldn't win the Champions League. But if it is another trophyless season for Arsenal, there will be a lot of frustration around the Emirates. But the rest is just about Newcastle's celebration. Havertz still can't get the better of Schär and Trippier. He's been outstanding, Trippier, hasn't he? Brilliant.
Outstanding.
And there it is. Newcastle United are through to the Carabao Cup final. In the end, in comprehensive fashion. Arsenal outplayed twice and beaten 2-0 twice. Newcastle, good value for it at the Emirates and good value for it at St James's Park too. Great disappointment for Arsenal and for Mikel Arteta, but Adrian Mariappa, how good have Newcastle been over these 2 games?
Yeah, sensational. To go to the Emirates and get the result they did, but to play tonight in the manner they did as well. People were questioning how they come out. Would they sit off Arsenal? They really took the game to them early on, and then their game plan, sitting in that low block, they managed to control the game and were just catching Arsenal on the break at will.
So goals from